Welcome to Cherylkingyoga. I'm Cheryl King. This is Marsha King. And we're doing a class today for balance. So get something to sit on, maybe get a towel, or Marsha's got a yoga blanket she's sitting on, but I know probably everyone has a towel at home. And this is a great way to just lift the hips a little bit because we'll start out sitting. All right, so lifting up, finding a nice easy pose. Either Sukhasana, like Marsha's in, crisscross applesauce, or Siddhasana, legs draped one in front of the other. If neither one of these works for you, maybe one leg out, something nice and easy. All right, so get your setup, come to your shape, and begin to breathe. Blue King is with us as well. Hands come to the lap, tailbone drops, back of skull lifts. I'm feeling the air moving at the nostrils, rolling in and out. And as you begin to come to stillness, noticing perhaps the rewards of your practice in terms of how you've landed here. Do you feel a nice lengthening in your spine? Filling of the chest with the inhalation. Maybe a little brightening of abdominal wall with the exhalation. Just noticing how the breath feels as it moves through you. Locate the shoulder blades. We want them resting lightly on upper back ribs. And then drawing the chin lightly in toward the throat. And in this way, creating length in cervical spine. Maybe setting an intention here for your practice, something you'd like to draw in, or maybe a filter you'd like to look through as you move through these shapes with us today. So maybe peace or humor, power, joy, whatever you'd like to have more of. And then fluttering the eyes open and welcoming yourself fully into the here and now and into the practice. Welcome, everyone. All right, we're going to start out with a little opening for the neck. Maybe imagining that the nose is chalked and there's a chalkboard right in front of the nose. We're just going to make small circles clockwise, as if you're drawing on that chalkboard with the chalk, small circles the size of a coffee cup saucer. And staying with the same direction, expanding out the size of a dinner plate. Noticing what you notice in your own neck and shoulders. And going as slowly as you like. And now expanding all the way to your edge. Drawing big circles, maybe the size of a platter. Big, big platter. And finding a place to pause, maybe with the chin down toward the chest. We'll all pause and begin to make that platter shape counterclockwise, the opposite way around. feeling in, noticing the difference as you circle this other way. And now narrowing to the dinner plate size. I have my eyes closed for this. You don't have to. Experiment, see what works best for you. And then all the way down to the coffee cup saucer size. Really listening into your own body. And then begin to narrow the circling until you end up at the very center at stillness. And just pausing here, feeling in, maybe drawing the chin back in toward the throat, lengthening cervical spine. Checking in with shoulder blades resting lightly on upper back ribs. Beautiful. Let's take a little cat and cow seated here. So wrap the palms around the kneecaps and we'll tuck the tail in and begin to press the front side of the torso toward the back side of the torso, dropping the forehead toward the tail. Nice big cat shape in the spine. And then as you inhale, sending the tail back, sternum and gaze come forward, shoulder blades roll down the back. Nice big opening for the shoulders, the chest. Exhale, tucking the tail, rounding, round, round, round. Forehead reaches for tail. And inhaling into the cow pose. Shoulder blades reach for one another and down the back. Exhale, rounding, tucking the tail, dropping the crown. And last set, we'll inhale. And then come to neutral. And take your time to find your spine at neutral. Curves of the spine remain, not rounding, but feeling those beautiful curves of the spine. So we've been sitting here for quite a while. Let's bring the legs forward. This is Dandasana pose. Legs completely stretched forward. And we'll just take a little time to wake up and open up the feet. Pointing and flexing. Oh, you're staying this nice way, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're way better. Okay. So pointing, flexing. And keeping those curves in the spine, right? So let me show you just for a minute what happens when I come off the blanket or the towel, whatever's lifting up. You can keep stretching or whatever you want to do. My back begins to round. When I come to the front side of the sitting bones, and this really helps, just a little bit of a lift here at the hips, suddenly I can really find those nice curves of the spine, which will sustain me sitting up. So that's what we're looking for. That's what the little bit of a lift is for. And some of you don't need it. You can keep those curves beautifully without that, right? But it helps me to just lift a little bit of lift. All right, so feet nice and open, maybe waving them back and forth. Spread the toes open. Curl the toes in. And then we'll settle here with feet really, really flexed. And notice what happens here as the feet are super flexed, toes spread open, how the muscles become engaged all the way up the legs. And see if you can bring this engagement all the way up into the belly. So legs radiating out from navel, feet encouraging this kind of alertness, this brightening of the muscles all the way up into the navel. And if you don't feel any action in the navel, pretend you do. Just go ahead and activate that with your mind. All right, next. We're going to bring the palms together And bring the heels of the hands, all of the soft points below the fingers, all of the fingers really pressing together. Fingerprints, thumbs really, really pressing. Let the elbows come out left and right until you can feel your chest really light up. Collars are reaching left and right. Big, big, big. I want you to feel this action all the way from the palms of hands down to the navel. Right arms radiate out from navel as well. So we've got the action from soles of feet to navel, from navel to soles of hands, whole body lit up. The face is soft. Skin of the face is soft. Jaw is not doing this work. All right, keeping all of that super action. You're going to bring the hands forward. Keep pressing the hands into one another, but keep a whisper bend in the, more than a whisper bend, a nice bend in the elbows. Lots of action here. With your next inhale, raise the hands up toward the sky about 80 degrees. As you exhale, nice and slow, take the whole exhale to bring it back down to center. You're going to feel this. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Just beautiful. Keeping the action going. Right. Navel, everything radiating out from the navel, muscles engaged. The skin of the face is soft, jaws released. Keep pressing the hands into one another. And just see what you can do. Little meditation here. Rocking the breath up, rocking the breath down. And this always reminds me of the working men at North Park Mall. Never ending, lifting and lowering. We'll take 3 more of these. Really pressing, really engaged. Jaws soft. Once you finish that 3rd set, release. Let's do a little bit of a shoulder dance. So one shoulder at a time, forward, up, back, and down. And just a little wiggling of the feet around, maybe moving the legs up and down. Nice and easy, just letting it go. All right, we're going to draw the right heel in toward the pubic bones. And the left leg comes out in a bit of a V, so it doesn't need to be super wide by any stretch. Right? And I'm reaching back and just moving flesh away from sitting bones to make sure I've got that nice tilt happening, keeping the curves of the spine. All right. How are you? Good, good. All right. Let's take our hands and lift them up behind the ears and all the way up toward the ceiling. Ooh, really stretch. Reach the right arm up, and then the left arm up. And then really reaching both hands toward the sky. We're going to take a little bit of a twist toward that left foot. So turning the torso toward the left foot. We're going to come over, but wait. You might want to put a bend in this knee because this is a big stretch, right? Let's go ahead and all put a bend in the knee, and then we'll come over with the hands. I'd love for your chest to be resting on your thigh, but whatever you can, wherever you reach. And just letting the forehead go. Hands fall to the floor, or maybe you wrap them around that left foot. And then if you have a lot more room for stretch, you can actually straighten the leg. But I'd much rather you have the leg bent and have some support for the chest, for your forehead. And then for some of you, this isn't, you need more stretch. So you can bring that right hand over to the left side of the foot and really walk those hands out until you can feel this delicious stretch. And you're feeling it here in the right side of the hip. I mean, you're feeling it in the left leg as well. Just feeling in. We're going to take about 10 breaths here. So really release, relax, let gravity do the work here. Notice where your mind goes when you get still in this way. And we'll all bring fingertips to the floor and begin to walk back up. Let the head really come up last. Coming all the way up. You're still facing that left leg. Ha! We're going to turn toward the right knee. Just take a little twist here. And let's even plant the right hand on the wood floor or right by the right hip. Right hand, yeah. Marcia's got a blanket right there. And bring that left arm, Marcia, back to the left side. So that you're sort of facing the front again. Yeah, we're going to face the front here. But that right palm is going to really press down into the earth. Left hand is going to open, palm way open, and lift up toward the sky. We're going to take a side stretch over to the right. Bring the arm all the way up and over. Feel that nice stretch in the side seam. If you'd like, even coming up off the hips, coming up in this big stretch. So Marcia's demonstrating up, and this way too is great. Yeah, that's great, babe. And then come all the way back down. Bum to the earth, arm comes all the way back. So nice for opening, stretching the hips. All right. So we'll bring the left leg in, left heel comes near the pubic bones, and this time right leg goes out. And you know what's coming here. So bending this right knee, great idea. Right, give us some place to land. Okay, let's bring the hands behind the ears and really stretch, stretch, stretch. Left hand reaches for the stars, right hand reaches, and then both hands reach. And we'll turn the torso now toward that right foot, and then just coming all the way down, landing as you land, nice rounded back, nice and easy. So if you're here, this is great, right? This is wonderful. You're still feeling this stretch in the hips. Nice, big, beautiful stretch. And then in time, with gravity, you might extend down, really feel the stretch, and noticing where you feel it. If you've gone too far, if that feels too much of a stretch, bend the knee back up. Again, if you need more stretch, the left hand can come to the right side of the foot and really walk out. And this is a time to find your thoughts. See if you can observe where they go. And then we'll all bring fingertips to the floor and begin to walk ourselves back. Let the head come up last. The skull sits at the very tippy top of the spine. Tailbone drops, back of skull lifts. And we'll turn ourselves all the way over to this left side now, just taking a little bit of a twist. And then returning the torso to center. The right hand, left hand will come to the outside of the left hip. Right arm is going to be palm forward and stretch up. So choices, you can take a nice side stretch here, reaching over with the arm only from hip to fingers, or you can dig that right heel into the earth and come all the way up, stretching from right heel to right fingertips. And then as you're ready, coming all the way back down. yourself back to the front. Let's bring our legs crisscross applesauce. Okay, from here, we're gonna come forward to come onto all fours. So this is just a nice way to transition. Also, if you want your blanket under your knees in tabletop, we're gonna come to stand on shins and palms of hands. So if you want that, you can lay that under your knees. Are you gonna use that, Keisha? Okay, so she'll show you how she would use that. She's gonna set it in the middle of her block and then roll up onto it. I'm just gonna set my towel over here. So you bring your hands forward. Big open fingers and thumbs, splayed open, and then roll the feet out. Bring the knees up under the hips, and you're gonna balance on tops of feet and palms of hands. I'd like you to claw your fingertips like you're a cat, yes. And really press tops of feet into the earth. Nice, draw the navel up to the spine, the gaze is down. And see if you can feel yourself activating here so that it's a really active stance. Maybe a little bend in the elbows, broadening the chest, but keeping some activation in the belly. All right, pressing feet in. Right foot is gonna draw backward, down the mat, long down the mat, and then lift up. And what happens generally is that the hips go really wonky. So feel in, draw the navel up to the spine and get some balance in the hips. Nice, drop the right hip, just a little, perfect, beautiful, beautiful. And then left hand can come out, forward, bird dog pose. Right, a lot of balance here. As you exhale, draw elbow and knee together. Inhale, send them back up. Exhale, drawing them in together. Inhale, stretching long. Exhale, elbow and knee. And this time come all the way back down. Wag your tail. And just nice big wag left and right, opening the hips. Okay, returning to stillness. Resting on tops of feet, palms of hands, claw your fingertips. In fact, press into the tops of the feet so much that you could lift the knees up. We'll count to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then drop the knees back down. Oh, so sorry I didn't get to give you, you didn't get that one. I'm so sorry. You want to do it again? All right. Okay, press tops of feet into mat. Right, claw the fingertips and really engage the belly. And then pressing in, lift the knees up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop them back down. Nice, wag the tail. So we want the shoulders involved here and the tail. Everybody getting a little opening. All right, press into the top of the right foot. The left foot is going to slide long down the mat and then lift up. Maybe you just want to stay with that foot balancing on the floor. That's fine too. Right, we're trying to practice our balance here. But lifting if you'd like. I'm going to lift mine up and draw the navel into the spine to find balance in the hips because they just want to go wonky, right? See what you can do. And then raising the right hand, we'll stretch it out long, bird dog pose. As you exhale, knee and elbow come together under the belly. Inhale, stretch them back out. This is really challenging. Exhale, together, and inhale, stretching out. Exhale, coming together. Inhale out. And then exhale, this is your last one. We'll unspool and come all the way back down to the mat. All right, wag the tail, and then we'll take a big wag. Let's all bring the tail to the left and the crown of the head to the left. Nice C shape in the spine, clawing fingertips. And then moving through center, tail comes to right, crown comes to right. Nice stretch in the neck. And coming all the way back to center. We're going to curl the toes under. Really curl, curl, curl. Pressing hips back toward heels. And we're going to make our way all the way up to standing. And you can do this any way you like. And I'm going to just curl myself up into the bottom of the mat and come all the way up to standing. Nice. All right, little shoulder dance. So let's bring the palms forward. I have my feet a little wider than hip width apart, and we're just going to shoulder dance it out. Actually, the palms don't need to stay forward. Just shoulder dancing. Find a place to pause, and we'll shoulder dance the other direction. You can make soft fists and bring the elbows around. Just opening up. All right. Now we'll come to stand. This is sort of a mountain pose, except for that my feet are wider than hip width apart, but that's just what I like. Marcia, how do you like your feet for
I like that.
Yeah, I feel sturdier with my feet a little wider apart. And then bring the palms forward. Feel into tail dropping back of skull lifting. Nice elongated spine. Shoulder blades resting lightly on upper back ribs. And we'll swim the arms behind and interlace the fingers. And just give them a little tug. Letting the shoulder blades roll down the back. They're coming toward one another and rolling down. Nice big opening. Drop the chin toward the throat and rock the chin over to the right shoulder. And then all the way across the chest, exhaling. Inhale at left shoulder. Exhale across the chest. Inhale right. And exhaling across. Inhale left. And this time we'll pause at center of the chest. And then roll the chin up toward the throat until you can rest it right at the tippy top of the spine. Use your mind's eye to visualize the tailbone at the very tippy end of your spine and the back of the skull representing the very top of the spine. All right, let's release our hands. So we're coming into Virasana, tree pose. And for this, you can come to stand next to a wall. We just happen to be lucky to have a wall right here. Or you might balance best with feet on wood floor, or you might like your mat. You get where you feel most comfortable. How are you going to do it for us?
Wall.
Okay, so Marcia's going to come to the wall so you can see that version. And this would be so much fun to just look at each other, but there's no way we'll ever make it, right? So it's best if no one's looking at you while you're trying to balance. So maybe a hand to the wall, or maybe you just want to bring, where your hip could fall in when you're doing your Virasana. I'm going to stand this way so you can see what I'm doing in case you're needing to watch. All right, so first of all, we just take up that stance again. And again, I like the little bit wider stance for my feet. We're standing in Tadasana, the palms are forward. And then maybe even shutting the eyes, I'd like you to drop your mind down into the body, a little imagination that you're shifting all of your weight to your left foot, even though you're not doing it yet, just imagining it. And imagining standing fully on that left foot, balanced, at ease, powerful. And now we're going to do it. So we're going to shift all of the weight over to the left foot, not lifting the right yet, but just shifting. Feeling the shift, maybe a little bounce in the knees. Keeping that nice and easy. And then as you're ready, as you feel balanced, you can bring palms together at the heart and lift the right knee up toward the front. Find your balance, maybe bending the knee again and drawing the energy up. And then we'll land the foot. The toes can be on the floor with the heel on the leg, or you can land the foot on the calf, or up in the thigh, but not on the knee. And then finding your balance, really feeling in. If you need to bend the knee some more and draw your power up. Best yoga advice ever. If you feel like you're falling, reach up. You can reach your arms up, right? And they can be hands together, or they can be arms reaching for the ceiling, whatever you like. If you have have shoulder issues, you might want your arms apart. Last breath here. We'll bring that knee back forward. Ooh, hands to the chest, and then all the way down. Feel into what you've done into that left leg, right? A lot of power, a lot of force in the left leg. Let's take a hula hoop asana. So big circle of the hips. Nice and easy, really feeling like you're oiling up those big joints. And we'll pause and go the other direction. And you have to know this, that on any given day, your balance is going to be really different, right? Sometimes I teach 7 a.m. and I can just nail it every time. I don't even have to think about it. But by, afternoon class, I can't do Virasana to save my life. So here we go to the other side. Okay. It's just a practice. Feeling into the feet, right? Rooting down. Bringing the palms forward. And then tapping into imagination as if you're shifting all the weight into the right foot. You're not doing it, you're just imagining it first. And then we'll do it. Go ahead and shift all of your weight over to the right. Maybe a little bounce in the knee, and then straightening up, drawing energy up from the earth. When you are ready, you'll bring the palms together. You'll bring the left knee up, and one side may be far more difficult for you than the other. Finding your spot, right? And again, this can mean toes on the floor, heel right above the ankle. This can mean the foot presses into the calf. This can mean the foot right up here at the thigh. So you choose your spot. Tailbone drops, back of skull lifts. Maybe you bring the arms up. Maybe you stretch the fingers up to the sky. Lifting, lifting, lifting. One more breath. When you're ready, you'll draw the palms together and the knee back to the front, and then come all the way down. Feel in now to the power in the right leg, and we'll begin hula hoop asana, loosening up. Circling one direction a few times, imagining you're back in Hawaii, right? Somewhere wonderful, and then switch and go the other direction. All right, we're going to find a blanket or towel, whatever you've got that you're working with, and come to the wood floor now. You want to be off the mat for this. We're going to strengthen a little bit our inner thighs. And we strengthen the inner thighs to help assist the delicate flowers of the knees. We tend to dump weight into the knees, and we want to activate these inner thighs. So we're going to bring the blanket to, I'll go to this side first. Blanket to the right foot, and the left foot's on the floor. And engaging that inner thigh, you're going to feel it other places, but I'd really like you to bring all of your awareness to the inner thigh. Right? Standing in Tadasana. Both knees are a little bit bent, nice and easy. And we're going to begin to shift this blanket back and forth. See if you can utilize those inner thigh muscles. And you can go as slowly or as quickly as you like. This is a good one for the kitchen floor with your tea towel. I think maybe slowing it down is much more difficult. What do you think? Faster? Easier? I think I like them both. I think I like faster better, but I think slower is more difficult. All right. So bring the blanket to the other side. And again, take that little moment. Toes are pointing forward to get a little bend in the knees. I don't want to lock the knees up here. A little bend in the knees and bringing your awareness into the inner thighs. Noticing what else in the body is trying to do this work for you. Usual suspects are shoulders and jaw. Even the eyes sometimes want to do the work. See what you can do to keep all of that soft and happy while you really isolate this movement. What's going on?
I just totally fell for no reason.
That's right, it's balance class. So it's just to improve our balance. Something we all need a little bit of help with. And this is so much fun, but it's about to come to an end. All right, let's be done with that. We're still going to use this blanket. There's more to be done. So Marcia has yours folded in half. Normally the yoga blanket is about twice that wide. And I have my towel folded up so it's got some height to it. That's what you want. We're going to come to stand, and I'm going to switch back over. So let's bring the right foot to the blanket or towel. And the left foot's on the wood floor, but now we're going to stand with the feet hip width apart. So hip width is those pointy bones on the front. Straight down from there, it's about 1 fist width apart. So it's really tight. It's really nice and close to one another. And you're going to feel, obviously, the difference in your hips. This one foot is lower than the other. And then we're going to attempt to bring both feet to the level of the right foot. So the left foot is going to be standing on air, no surface below. And we'll see what we can do to just stand here. Yeah, you want to use these, right? These tools coming out of the shoulders to help you balance. Maybe you bring the palms together. Maybe you send the arms out. Anything at all that feels like it could help counter this very weird situation. All right. And then we're going to begin lifting this left foot up just an inch and then lower an inch. Up an inch. Lower an inch, right? And you might begin to notice, feel this in your sacrum. Those little bones of the sacrum are getting a nice little stretch. Even the joint between the hip and the sacrum, getting a little action here. Just up and down. That's good for balance. Heat builds, right? This little tiny movement. Let's release. Okay, look at the other side. Little love for the legs. All right. I'm doing the same leg. Yes. I need this. All right, this time the left foot is on the towel and the right foot is on the floor. And we're just finding again maybe a little bounce in the knees, toes are forward. And as you're ready, you'll draw that right foot up. So it's standing, pressing down into air, right? Left foot's pressing into the blanket or the towel. You can feel the power, the body working to figure it out. Again, you could be standing by the wall if you'd rather. A lot of fire here. Okay. Notice where your thoughts go. Woo! Just noticing. And then we'll begin that little up and down. It's so small. Just a little, maybe we'll begin that. Just that little lifting up and down. 1 inch above the towel, 1 inch below. body and mind yoked together in the practice of yoga. All right, you can come down, come off the towel. Let's come down to the mat and just take a nice circling. So we're gonna bring the knees together, feet together, bring the hips toward the heels. We're coming into Balasana, child's pose. Now for some of you, you're gonna wanna bring the knees wide, and that's wonderful, you can do that. I'm wanting to stretch the outside of the hips here. So I'm keeping the knees together. Bring the forehead toward the earth.
And maybe planting elbows and lifting hands up. Little shark fin pose here. Even walking the elbows forward to really stretch the underarm side. Roll the hairline of the forehead toward the earth to extend cervical spine. Maybe you could circle your tailbone, just a teeny tiny circle that maybe would be unable to be witnessed from the outside, but you could feel just a little tiny relaxing circling of the tail. And then hands come forward on the mat, arms are long.
Let's come all the way up to tabletop. If your knees are not together, go ahead and bring them together now, next door neighbors, right next to each other, and tip the feet up. We're gonna take just a little swing of the feet left and right, nice for the waist, and the hips. Clawing the fingertips. And then everyone send your feet over to the right, both feet, and let them land on the earth. This will help you roll your hips down onto the mat. We're coming down onto our backs. All the way down, super deluxe. Feet on the earth. Roll the hips up and then roll them back down, elongating the spine. Little dance for the feet. Coming up onto toes and toe mounds, lifting heels, and then onto heels, lifting toes and toe mounds. Bring the arms long, Shavasana arms. Roll the shoulder blades in toward the spine. Extend the back of the skull away from the neck. And just feeling into this shape now. This shape is called constructive rest posture. Just allowing the body to come to rest. We'll heel toe the feet out now as wide as the mat. Knees can fall in on one another. And then sending both knees up toward the sky, we'll let knees drop over to the right. Big stretch, left hip. Maybe adjusting the shoulders. Sending the gaze over to the left. You'll be in a full spinal twist. And just noticing the breath here, noticing where your thoughts go. Bringing your internal gaze to your sacrum, low back, low spine. I'd like you to press the sacrum down to the earth, lifting that left knee up, and then let the right knee follow. Gaze comes back to center, and just readjust yourself We're gonna go to the other side. So internal gaze, watching as you allow the knees to fall to the left. Nice opening for right hip flexor. Once you're comfortable and you've arrived here, maybe you adjust your shoulders. You can turn the gaze to the right. And if you were a mini-me and you were standing on your sacrum, you might marvel at the ability of your spine to make this kind of a twist. Here the low spine is twisting, spiraling to the left. And the cervical spine, the neck and upper thoracic spiraling to the right. And 2 more breaths here, really filling the belly. And then bringing that internal gaze to the sacrum, right? Rolling the sacrum toward the earth as you lift the right knee, and then let the left knee follow. Oh, deluxe. We're gonna extend the legs long on the mat, full Shavasana. Maybe send the arms out behind. Really get a nice full body stretch here. Wiggling toes and fingers. And then finding the place, the shape you like for Shavasana. Perhaps you find that towel or blanket and lay it across your hips. Or maybe you roll it up and place it under your knees. A little lift there at the knees. And full stop. Skin of the face is soft. Body's fully released, relaxed to earth. In perfect balance. And for those of you who can stay here in Shavasana, please pause and stay here. For those who have ready to get up, go ahead and bring the soles of the feet to the mat or to the blanket below your feet, below your knees. And then let the knees come in toward the chest and roll yourself fully over to one side. Okay. Come here, Bobby. To come all the way up to sitting. Oh, I know it. Come here. There we go. Hands meet at heart center, bowing forehead to fingers. Thanking ourselves for coming to our yoga practice, thanking one another for sharing the value. Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste, little bunny.
Namaste. Did you have some sneezes? Did you have some sneezes?
I didn't realize this whole time my pony thing was out, my braid was out. Did you notice that?
Oh, it just might.
Namaste. Hi.
You did the best you've ever done, Blue. Which is not that good, but it's still the best you've ever done.